Well, good afternoon, everyone. You know, I've really had the privilege of attending scores of graduations at the high school level and literally hundreds of graduations at the university level. And I have to tell you, this is one of the most moving ceremonies that I have ever attended. If you could see my face, you're mostly behind me because I'm in the front row, you would have noticed that it was really affecting me, this amazing celebration of you. And it's not just because it is a beautiful thing to see young people accomplishing one chapter or one movement of their life, if you will, but just the beauty of this whole educational experience that's so evident in watching what's happened just today. It's just a little reflection of the entire experience that you've had at this amazing school, St. Regis Secondary School. Let me tell you a couple of things that touched me. First of all, in going to schools around the world, many of them no longer have music. And it's a great deficit, I think, in the total holistic educational experience that I think all developing young people need to have to enrich their souls and to form them as individuals. The fact that you have music, that the fact that you can interact with the UBC School of Music, with our musicians, with our faculty, it might not be evident to you today, but it's something that will form you and travel with you for the rest of your lives. There have been other graduation ceremonies where there has been music, but what I respect deeply is the time that you took to provide a historical context into each of the pieces. In the framework of what you're trying to do with respect to reconciliation. It's an incredibly thoughtful approach, not only to this ceremony, but to what you're trying to do in educating the next generation in terms of the historical context of their lives in relation to the history of this place, this land, this unceded ancestral territory of the Coast Salish people. It was amazing to see on the same stage students from St. Regis together with UBC students. The kind of intergenerational collaboration that is far too rare in society today. And then the juxtaposition of the Western music with First Nations music was so profound. Both kinds of music being absolutely beautiful and honoring them in this special way is something I think you'll never forget for the rest of your life. You know, all the graduation ceremonies I go to, people say, who spoke at your graduation? And 10, 20, 30 years hence, nobody will remember that it was this funny guy called Santa who spoke to you. But hopefully you'll remember the music, that you'll remember the First Nations music, that you'll remember the beat, which is so significant to any genre of music, because it resonates with the heart and the soul. That's what's so beautiful about First Nations music. But I also have been moved by the story of this school. Because if you think about this school, I understand that a third of you are Indigenous youth. It's amazing that in this one school, in the same class, you have Indigenous youth and you have settlers who have come from all over the world together to learn together, through the courses and the time together, that you actually exemplify what it means to think about the truth of what happened on these lands, what it means to be committed to the reconciliation process, to the point that you are even integrating it into your graduation ceremony. All the graduation ceremonies I go to are really focused on me or I. What have I done to deserve that diploma? This school is special. I want you all to realize it, because it's not about me or I. It's about we. It's about what have we accomplished here during your time here to move forward the truth and reconciliation process. It is simply astonishing and stunning and moving all at the same time. And the fact that 90% of you are coming to UBC makes me very happy. It bodes well for what we're trying to do as an institution. I don't think that we're your big brother. I think we have much to learn from you, and from you, Paul, and from your vision, and from the obvious dedication of the faculty and the parents and the students here. You honor us to include us in this remarkable vision. Now, I talked about movements. I talked about different genres of music. I talked about the beat and how that's like your heartbeat and your soul. But the other thing about music is that it comes in different segments. If you're talking about a sonata or you're talking about a concerto, typically they have movements. You have finished today a formative movement in your lives. And I say to you today, in front of your parents and your teachers, that the movement that you have finished, graduates, is one of the most remarkable movements I have ever witnessed in secondary education. You may not know it today, but I think it will form you. It will take you to your next chapter, wherever you might go for post-secondary. And how lucky we are that so many of you will be staying here at UBC. I was talking to Paul, and he said that he encourages the students to stay close to home. And I think that that is going to be so powerful for British Columbia and for Canada. For the longest time, and this was myself, I was born in Vancouver, and I moved to different places because at the time that was thought to be the best way to use yourself and your gifts to serve your career. But I think that our focus was misplaced. And Paul, I know that you've traveled the world as well, to Japan, and you learned from those different adventures. But to this school, to the parents, to the students here, I salute you for focusing not so much on yourself. We will celebrate you for sure, but being very intentional about this place, about this land, about the duty that we have because we were allowed to carry on our studies in these lands, these unceded traditional lands of the Coast Salish people. I just want to congratulate all of you as you move from this movement of your life to the next ones. Some of them will be fast in tempo, some of them will be slow. There are ups and downs in life, just as there are ups and downs in the tempo of music, whatever genre you might be listening to. But be proud. Take a moment today to savor what you have accomplished and to think about how this special school has shaped you and prepared you to staying, most of you here, give back and be, through your lives, key catalysts to true truth and reconciliation. Congratulations, everyone.